Live here again, March 7th, 3:36 a.m. And shortly before I go to bed here, I wanted to do an update on Scott Steiner's condition. The Wrestling Observer has reported that Tommy Dreamer was actually at the hospital with Scott Steiner, and he has been stabilized and is doing well. And Scott Damore, one of the booking geniuses over at Impact Wrestling, where it's less popular than ever, has put out a statement saying, for all concerned parties, Scott Steiner is okay. I guess he was worked on by paramedics after he collapsed backstage at this Impact taping in Atlanta, Georgia, the town that Scott Steiner currently resides in and actually operates a restaurant there. Shoney's, I believe it's called. We don't have them in Canada. But I know Brian Knobs told me he went to Steiner's restaurant and drank a lot of the alcohol that he had there that day. So I guess they worked on him backstage, then took him to the emergency room, and he's still in the hospital. So that's all the real interesting news in the wrestling world today. There's nothing else interesting. But I will suggest anyone that wants to see Scott Steiner footage on this channel, I did a interview with him driving to a Great North Wrestling event back in 2012. He was very angry at Impact Wrestling at the time. Maybe that should be an omen that he should have stayed away from Impact and not gone back. But also, there's 3 Scott Steiner matches. He had a 3-match series with Jeremy Prophet, the current Canadian champion, in Great North Wrestling. And if you like Rick Steiner, search it up on here. I had a match against Rick Steiner not too long ago. So Richard M. says Steiner was recently in the NWA too. Well, NWA records in Atlanta, so I don't doubt that. As I've said before, I'm not that interested in NWA. One of the worst things I've ever seen from NWA is I watched a clip from their Contenders series, and they had like internet fans commenting on like the matches as if the internet fans were experts, and it was just absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. But I would like to see the NWA champion, Nick Aldis, if he really calls himself a champion, I would like to see him come to Great North Wrestling and fight someone like the Blood Hunter, who would absolutely, I guess the best word to say would be rape him in a match. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. Glad to hear that Steiner is doing better.